Yeah, welcome to another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth with your host, Zaccheus and the Fifth General. What up, Zaccheus?
It was good. It's good to be here. Definitely good here for sure.
All right. So let people know what the main topic of today is.
The main topic of today is we're talking about online scammers, and we're also talking about be aware of phone call scams too. Yeah, man.
Okay. All right. Did you want to get into some news before we get into the main topic?
Yes, I heard one of the news I heard was on the Travis Scott concert, the Stampede. I've been hearing a lot of disturbing news on that. I'm not too sure exactly what happened, but according to some of the footage, it looks very disturbing. A lot of people was hurt, and I'm hearing one of the people that attended the concert said a lot of people were rushing the crowd. The reason why the stampede happened because people were rushing to see Travis Scott.
All right. So that's false. So here's what happened.
Yeah. A woman said that.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. Here's what happened. This was at Astroworld's. This was at Travis Scott's Astroworld 2021. Right.
Yeah.
His festival that he started some years back. Very similar to like that of a Coachella, but for Houston, right? Yeah. So here's what happened. So supposedly this was definitely while we were out. Well, not we, because I wasn't out there, but this was during the concert. At the time, Travis was actually on stage, performing. And one of the things that happened was this. Supposedly, people in the crowd had saw some commotion, didn't quite know what was going on, and supposedly, there were people who were passed out. People were just dropping, and they were like, "What's going on?" They were saying that the crowd was so very overcrowded. So many people were running away from basically a supposed melee that had happened. When Travis noticed what was going on, even he was like, "Yo, what is that? What the heck is that?" And so sadly, at least 8 people were dead. And
wow.
They said dozens more injured because of a crowd of roughly around 50,000. Basically it was just running everywhere. Just away from it, whether they were running towards the stage, running away from the stage, running towards the exit, whatever the heck they could do. Security, the police had found out that, that somebody had been injecting, somebody was out there poking somebody with a needle, injected with a needle. They said a security guard got injected in the neck, and they had to wake him up with a Narcan. They had to wake him up that way, and other people were saying that they felt that they were pricked by needles too. They are trying to figure out who actually did it. From my understanding, it sounds like they're trying to say it could be one person, but when I think about it, I wonder if it was more than one person, because I think it's kind of odd that some people got it poked at the same time. I mean, you only got 2 hands. So
right.
Kind of makes me wonder if somebody was doing, if it was like a crew of people out there, I don't know, maybe 1 or 2, 3 individuals or whatever, felt like doing something like this, sadly. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And one of the things that they're looking into is that, hey, is there enough security, police, you know what I'm saying? Is there enough of that? People stormed. Now they said the thing started early. You know what I'm saying? That that it started
Right.
that it started early. around like 2. I think they said around 2. Bypass. They said thousands of fans stormed the entrance gates around 2 p.m., bypassing security and metal detectors. So they already had some detained in that situation. They said that happened. It was a similar start to what happened in 2019. Let's see.
Wow.
So, I'm reading on Houston Chronicle. For those,
yes,
I didn't think we was going to talk about this today because it's just happened. As we're recording, this is November 7th. For those who we pre-record, but they said that it got crazy around 9:58 at night. So that's when the actual incident happened. Okay, so I want to make that clear. This happened. This incident with people being trampled over and hurt and killed or whatever that happened, sadly, was because somebody caused a problem in the crowd. So I just want to make that clear. This ain't got nothing to do with Travis Scott himself. And the reason why I'm saying this is because I'm paying very close attention to the media. I'm paying very close attention. This brother had no idea what was going on. And I would hate that they would hold him accountable for what happened. He ain't got nothing to do with that.
I know there's some people on YouTube already saying that he worshipped the devil. That's why it happened, and it's demonic, and they're saying a lot of stuff on YouTube and everything. They're putting images of demonic images on YouTube, and they're saying that if Travis Scott turned his life to God, these things wouldn't happen, man. And they're saying a lot of stuff on YouTube. Ladies and gentlemen, sometimes you gotta do your own, do your own homework and think for yourself and do your own homework and and there's people that will blame Travis Scott for this, of course, but
what does I'm sorry, hold on. I gotta stop you real quick.
Yeah.
Okay. We want to be taken serious as a podcast. Okay, so
yeah.
People on YouTube. That's just stuff on YouTube. This ain't. I can't co-sign that. So
right.
I don't see how that has anything to do with a guy out there poking people with needles. Okay,
yeah.
So I don't understand what some random people on there's YouTube videos of everybody saying they'll probably say I worship the devil if I was a celebrity.
And I had some people on YouTube said because I was selling hoodies and t-shirts say that I'm doing the wrong thing. You better stop exploiting God. People gonna talk and talk stupid. They're gonna talk stupid and they're gonna say a lot of silly things.
Exactly. So I'm not gonna report that. That's not news at all. But I'm just sticking with what the HoustonChronicle.com is reporting. More will unfold as the time goes on. But I, as a responsible, I'm not a reporter, and I'm not a journalist, but because we have a podcast, we are quote unquote part of a mass media. I want to first put my name up there to say that that pay attention to what the news is saying. They're gonna eventually, sadly, somebody's gonna come out and say that this was all his fault on a legit news channel, not no YouTube bullcrap, but on a legit news channel. I feel like somebody is gonna come out there and say it was his fault and that Astroworld should be shut down.
Oh boy.
I promise you, because this usually happens to our people when we throw big events like this. Now, if this was Coachella, they wouldn't be blaming the owners. But I have a feeling that people are going to get very, very slick with Travis. I don't know Travis from a can of paint, but I'm willing to believe that he had nothing to do with this at all. If anything, he was pointing in the direction of the ambulance when stuff was happening. He was like, yo, go over there, go over there. And people just wanted to get away. I understand, you know, crowds, that was a lot of people. And in this COVID time, I guess, I don't know, I don't want to assume everybody was vaccinated, but whether they're vaccinated or not, that's a lot of crowds. So sadly, outdoor concerts have a lot of issues with this. You know what I'm saying?
Yes.
You know, mosh pitting and all that. I mean, it happens indoors too. But they said basically it was like a mosh pit. It was like a mosh pit that turned into a stampede. You know what I'm saying? And so somebody got through the checkpoint of the entrance with a needle in their pocket. So I would think that now security measures have to be more extreme now when it comes to these concerts. You got to treat it like airports. You know, you can't have people.
You have to.
You have to. So with that being said, condolences to the families of those who lost, to the ones who lost their lives. I mean, you had teenagers. They said the youngest person was like 14 years old, a 16, a 17-year-old, a 19-year-old, a 20. Like high school age and a college age so far were the people who died, because those are the crowds that are going to be at an attendance at stuff like that. And remember, it's bad, but I'm glad it wasn't as bad as the Mandalay Bay shooting at in Vegas, where they had that outdoor concert and the guy was shooting at the hotel. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, oh boy, yeah.
So you know, we did a show about that a while back. You know, when that came out. So I'm glad it wasn't as bad as that. It's still bad because people died and people are hurt. You know what I'm saying? And they need to figure out what the heck happened. They need to figure out what happened, man. So Travis issued a statement on I think Instagram or whatever, sending out his best wishes and, you know, to the people who was affected by it. And you know, and I'm sure he's going to try his best to make sure that at the because it was a 2-day event, that he's going to make sure that the next Astroworld is better protected. I'm pretty sure he's cooperating with the authorities in terms of what he knows, right? And he's going to do the best he can next time. The Astroworld was streaming live on Apple Music app, so. Right. This was live too. That it looks even worse. It looks bad no matter what. Right. Go ahead, Zaccheus. That's all I got to say about that.
Yeah, man. It makes you not want to go out to concerts. Especially in this time. You know, so much going on, man. I mean, you know, you go to a concert to have a good time. You go to a concert to enjoy the concert. You go to a concert to get away, just not think about work, and enjoy the artists. And then you gotta worry about being poked or stabbed by a needle. Crazy. Yeah. Sad, man, that you can't even go out to have you can't even go out to enjoy yourself a little bit. Yeah. You just for that one moment that you cease enjoyment, you gotta be poked by a needle. We're living in some crazy hazardous times, man, and we got to be prayed up and we got to be watchful and mindful, ladies and gentlemen. We got to be prayed up. I always say that because, you know, a person going out to a concert, you're trying to enjoy, you know, these are young people. You're trying to go to a concert to enjoy yourself, and then all of a sudden now you're getting poked by a needle, man. I mean... You know, I believe Travis Scott had nothing to do with the chaos that went on. He had nothing. I believe he had nothing to do with it. Nothing to do with it. He was shocked himself.
And you can see it on. You can see the reaction, like their footage of him stopping his song, like, yo, what the heck is going on? You know what I'm saying? Like, he was like, what? Like, he literally said, what the bleep? Because he's like, yo, what the heck is going on? Like, he sees it. He's like, man. Yo, what is going on?
Yeah. So we just gotta, man, it's just, You got young people, so you gotta say to yourself, man.
I have a suggestion. Move it indoors. I want them to move it indoors, and I'll explain.
Yeah.
The concert is held right outside of the stadium where the Texans play, where the Houston Texans play football team.
Yeah. Okay.
So it's like right outside in like a big lot outside from the stadium, in Houston.
Right.
I feel that they can better secure it as far as security goes if they move it into the stadium.
Right.
Because I feel like, hey, there might be a better way to secure it better. That's just my guess. I could be wrong, but yeah. I'd say move it indoors, see what happens. But yeah,
and then they need to beef up security.
Yeah,
beef up police presence.
You gotta do some
beef it up.
You gotta pat some people's pockets, man, because needles can't be detected in a metal detector. So that's another thing. So that's another thing people need to think about. That stuff can get through a metal detector.
Or needles.
Yeah, metal detectors detect metal. There's not enough metal in a needle to ring the metal detectors. So you're gonna have to. Some people they're gonna have to empty their pockets, get some patent people, because come on now.
Yeah.
I mean, no gun got in, but a needle got in because they knew they couldn't get in with a gun.
Right. So the easiest thing to do is get it with a needle.
Yeah.
Wow. Easiest thing, man.
Yeah. I have no more to say on it, but sad tragedy.
Yeah, me too. Sad. Condolences to R.I.P. to the ones who passed, and condolences to the families.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
It's crazy, man.
And all those who were injured or in the hospital, whatever, man, get well soon.
Crazy. Yeah, man.
All right, man. Let's move on.
Yeah, man.
All right. Start it off. What we talking about?
So we're talking about what to look out for with scammers and online scammers and on phone calls scams too, which I get a lot of. I get a whole lot of that. But let me go into the online first, because I have a lot to say about the online. On what to look out for when you're trying to look for an online business. COVID hit in 2020, right? Hit 2020, and a lot of folks lost their job. A lot of folks got comfortable with staying at home and working from home. Some jobs in 2020 told some departments, some businesses that, you know what, it's easier for you to work at home. And some people just totally lost their jobs too as well. So, so people home. So what people do? Most people, when they're home, most of the time, 90% of the time, you're online. And you go online and sometimes you're browsing, and sometimes you look at places like you Google opportunities. You may Google, or you may go on YouTube, and you might watching something on YouTube, like a music video. You're watching something on YouTube, or you're watching a podcast on YouTube, and then you come across a business, someone advertising a business opportunity. Whether it is ClickBank, Amazon FBA, what do you call it? Walmart drop shipping, eBay drop shipping, and so forth and so forth. But it exploded in 2020. I believe that I've never seen so much advertisement for online jobs until 2020. And I've seen a lot of it. And and sometimes sometimes you're curious, people are curious. They just want to see if that is possible. That maybe some of these opportunities that are presented in front of you is possible, and you may tap into you may tap into a business opportunity like right now. I've been looking at real estate, digital real estate. And you look at the opportunity like, wow, maybe a person can make money off of digital real estate, or you can make money off of one of the platforms. There's a platform called Warrior Plus. Warrior Plus is just like ClickBank. You sell digital products to make a commission. Once you're selling other people's products to make a commission. That's what ClickBank is all about. That's what Warrior Plus is all about. But some of these get rich, $10,000 a month, $20,000 a month, $30,000 a month. Ladies and gentlemen, you got to be careful, because not everybody is scammy, but once you invest your money, whether it's 2,000, 3,000, or sometimes 4,000, you gotta, before you invest your money, I always tell people to do research, Google them, do a review, because there's scammy businesses out there that will take your money and don't give it back. And they all say guaranteed money back, but some of it is not true, because you put your money into a business opportunity. You think it's a business opportunity, but what some of these fake gurus do is they take your money and they make money off the courses. They don't make money off of the particular products. They make money off of the courses that they sell. Now there's been a lot on social media about monetizing. And I'm sure you've seen it too, Fifth. Monetizing your social media to make a commission, to make a high commission, or beefing up your your social media platform. Like in other words, you have 10K followers, beefing up your followers, or beefing up your social media to get a whole heap of followers. And I always say the honest way is the best way. And it's true that you can monetize your social media, but not everybody is honest. Not everybody is honest. And I always tell people to do your research, because if you don't, that's $2,000 down the drain. That's $3,000 down the drain. And some of these, I was looking into one. I don't like calling names, because I'm not gonna call names on the air. But I don't think that you should be charging people $10,000 for a course. I'm gonna call the product out. Enagic. I think Fifth, I told you about this off the air too. Enagic Kangen water. It's a good product, but the machine itself is $5,000. The machines, when you invest into the program, they say that you gotta put in the $10,000, and sometimes you gotta put in once you put in the $10,000, that's not it. You gotta buy the Kangen water to make a profit. And there's something called ClickFunnels, where you put the product through the ClickFunnels and then do the rest for you. In other words, ClickFunnels is a software that charges you $99 a month plus the $10,000 that you invested. The average hardworking person can afford something like this. That's why I tell people you got to be careful when you jump into these programs. There is a lot of, I'm not saying that not everyone is a scam. There's some good courses out there you can take if you feel that you want to take up making money online. There's a lot of good courses out there. There's a lot of good courses on Amazon. They're honest. They're reputable. There's a lot of good, but there's also some scammy ones on Amazon too as well that I discovered. Not gonna call no names. And I read some reviews and it wasn't so good at all. And some people got their money taken. And there's some on Walmart. I'm not gonna call any names, but you got to do your research. Everything what I'm trying to say is everything that you look into that you want to invest, you have to do your research. You have to read some reviews and you got to do your research because once you put your money in, it's a risk. It's good to take risks, but you got to be wise. The Bible says you got to be wise. These days and time, you got to be wise. You know? And go in. And I'm also going to be going into phone. I get a lot. I personally, I don't know if you get that fifth too. I personally get a lot of prank phone calls all the time. I think I get them all. I think I get them. I block some, but I still get some texts. I still get some text, and I still get some emails on, and they seem very scammy. You know. Seem very, very scammy. They're calling, saying that I was part of a drug trafficking. Please give me your social security and your full name, and we'll get you taken care of. Ladies and gentlemen, and people fall for these all the time. They fall for it. Oh, and the perfect one, the grant one, the U.S. grant. The U.S. grant. I've gotten, excuse me, sir. My name is Mr. Sanchez, and you've just won a grant for $10,000. All you got to do is give me your full name and the last 4 digits of your social security. And by Monday, the money will, and give me your bank router number. And by Monday, the money will be in your bank by Monday. People fall for this kind of thing all the time. All the time. You know, especially with this online businesses, they fall for it all the time. All the time. You know, be careful of the phone calls too. Because I've gotten a lot over the years. I've gotten a lot of prank phone calls over the years and a lot of scammy businesses, emails during the course of this time. Especially, I don't know what it is, but this time in 2021, it seems like a lot people are desperate for money, and they're desperate to make a quick buck off of the innocents. And I hate it because they prey on the desperate and the needy for money. They prey on them, you know, and they prey on people's innocence because you're looking for a lot. Listen, let's face it. A lot of people are looking to make don't mind getting a second hustle, or don't mind because, let's face it, one source of income, it's not enough. For some people that's making 6 figures, it's enough. But for a lot of folks, it's not enough. Then it's always good to have a second stream of income. It's always good. Because God forbid that one stream is down, what's going to happen? So it's always good to have a second stream of income, especially if you have a family. Especially if you have a family. But going back to the scammers, we got to always do our research. And that's what I learned. I've been learning that a long time, dealing with scammers. I did long time. Listen, I was almost scammed at one time. I have to admit that. Until I said, let me just Google them for real quickly, and I realized, and I did, and I thank God for YouTube. And I jumped on YouTube, and I heard some people giving them some bad reviews, and I said, thank you so much. God is good. God is good. Sometimes you just gotta Google people.
Yeah.
Sometimes you just got to go to Better Business Bureau. Those who, and sometimes you just got to do these things because not everybody's honest. Let's face it. They prey on your prey when you remember Fifth, used to be a lot of music too, where they just prey on your innocence. People just want to sing, and they just prey on they just prey on your eagerness. Yeah, and do you know how much times I put in money in some music programs and then the money is gone? Quite a bit. Yeah, and I learned that listen, it won't hurt you to do a little research on the program you're trying to get into. There's a lot of people that want to get a second stream of income. There's a lot of people that are not satisfied with their jobs, so they're looking for another source of income to help their families, another source to help them. To make it's good to have another thing is good. It's good to have residual income too. So meaning that when you sleep, you're still making money. That's why I tell people to invest in stocks. Invest in a stock. There's a lot of stock programs out there that you can invest in. That's another way to have a second stream of income. Invested in sometimes stocks goes up and goes down, but at least it's another stream of income. Maybe it's coming from your check. Because I invest in stocks. And I think it's a perfect, and I think it's also good. I mean, a lot of people are investing in. Hey, if you ever you heard of the cryptocurrency and bitcoins?
Yeah.
Yeah, a lot of people are looking into those markets too, and they're investing their money. A lot of people are going into forex trading, which personally I think forex trading is you have to have money for that. It's almost similar to gambling, but not quite. But that is a business model that you have to have money in order to, because when you trade and you put your money in, you have to be able to make up your mind that, you know what, if I do trade, I might lose $100. I might lose $200. I might lose $300 and not get that back. But that's just trading. That's trading, But I tell people to also be mindful, because there was a group. I'm not gonna call any names. There's a group of company with forex trading that a friend of mine got into it, and they charge him $99 a month, and then they tell him to gather up some friends. So I got into the meeting, and then when I got into the meeting, just before my phone call was over, the lady that got us into the meeting is telling us to see if you can get like 5 more friends to get into the group chat. And I'm like, wait a minute, I just met you the first day. You want me to get 5 more people to get into the group chat? What I'm trying to explain and say that MLM, sometimes you got to be mindful of them too, because what they do is they're into the pyramid thing, where if I get my job is to get 20 or 30 people, and that's how they make their commission, by getting 20 or 30 people at one time.
All right, let me cut in real quick. So
okay, cool.
So a lot of things were said, but we gotta define this stuff. So MLM, a lot of people don't know what that means. So let's tell people what MLM is. MLM is an acronym for multi-level marketing.
Yes.
Well, a big example is Primerica. So that's a household name. So I just want to make that clear. The concept of so pyramid schemes are illegal, but MLMs follow a similar concept similar to a pyramid scheme. Another word for pyramid, I call pyramid schemes pyramid scams, in my opinion. But but people who are part of MLMs are very, very, very crafty. You don't know what it is and you'll be involved in it, and then you'll be talking about, oh, that ain't no pyramid scheme when it actually is, because they hear the word scheme and think you're calling it a scam. No, a scheme. It is a scheme. A scheme. It's a practice of a way to get money. So
Right.
it is a scheme. So for those who are offended, sorry, but we gotta call a spade, man. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, some people do get offended because they argue with you and they say, "Wait a minute, that's not a scam. It's not a scheme. It's just a listen, listen."
Because when they hear when we say the word scheme, they hear the word scam and get triggered. No, it's a scheme. Everything is a scheme. Your 9 to 5 is a scheme. The scheme is a level of service that you put in, and then in return you get profit back. That's a type of a scheme.
Yes.
But multi-level marketing is you only can cash out only if other people are under your network. Otherwise, you don't get anything.
Right.
So people who are willing to rely on an MLM as a 9 to 5 to give them stable income, try again, because that doesn't work for everybody.
It doesn't. You know who makes the money? The ones on top.
Mm-hmm. And that's the pyramid, and that's the pyramid part. The ones on top make it. They call it trickle down. The pyramid, they call it trickle down economics, but the problem is it doesn't trickle down. It stays at the top. But yeah, go ahead.
I was me and my wife almost got swooped into one called Enagic but kangen water, where we went into the meeting online, and they were talking about financial freedom, or not only financial freedom, but to leave your financial freedom to eventually leave your 9 to 5. Get away from the rat race. Get away from the rat race. And gain financial freedom. How would you like to earn a $10,000 a month? All you gotta do is sign up. This is what they do, though. This is what they do. This is what pyramid schemes do. They fluff you with a lot of dreams. Like, in other words, leaving your 9 to 5. Not to say, yeah, you can leave your 9 to 5 with a business model that with a proper, legal, reputable business model. You can't leave your 9 to 5. That is true. But with the pyramid scheme, it's more like they fluff you up with a big dream. In other words, leave your 9 to 5, make $10,000 to $20,000 a month, $10,000 to $20,000 a month. But the only thing you got to do now is and then they tell you, then you put on all these testimonies. Now, a lot of people don't know this, and I'm thinking I'm gonna blow it up a little bit. A lot of people don't know this. There's a website called Fiverr, 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 and some courses. Some business models online use actors to portray the testimonies about leaving the 9 to 5, living the luxury life, living the financial freedom life, and all these things, and going on luxurious vacations, and staying home and live, only working 2 hours a day, but living the fabulous and luxurious life. And a lot of people don't know that, but it's true. Not everything is a scam, but you have to be careful. I know when we was getting into that kangen water, going from the kangen water. In other words, in order for us to join the program, we had to see. We didn't know that going into it, because what they do is they tell you to pay the $240 just to join the program, and then when you get into it, you see, they don't tell you that from the beginning. They don't portray that to you in the beginning. It's when you get into it. Let's say a few days later, they tell you to join the Facebook group. And a few days later, then you're like, wait a minute. So I had to ask, okay, what are we selling? So someone would say that one of the coaches will say, oh, just look at the video. And they show you a big commercial on how pure the water is. But and you look at it, it's a good business plan. You're like, wow, I can sell water and make money. Wow, 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 wow. The product itself is no, let me tell you something. The product itself is about close to $5,000. When you join, you're spending for everything, all three products, you're spending about $10,000 just to get the products itself. Plus, you got to pay for the software, which is ClickFunnels, which is $99 a month. When I heard all of this, I backed out because I'm like, I don't know anybody personally that's gonna buy a machine from me that's for $10,000 off the back. You know, and I was turned off by it. I told my wife, I said, babe, we are not getting into this. She's like, what? Why? Listen. Who you know is gonna buy a machine for $10,000 or $5,000 right now? And people are losing their jobs right now. So they said, okay, don't worry about it, Mr. Back. Don't worry about Mr. Zaccheus, Mr. Z. Don't worry about it. How about this? How about you give us the phone numbers that you have? Any company that tell you to give you
heck no
phone numbers that I have in my phone, my personal phone, run for the hills. Because they say it's not a pyramid scheme, but it is. Not a words.
No way.
If I get one person,
boy, no way, boy.
Yeah, I gotta get two more. I gotta get two more people. I get a commission. When I get one person, I get a commission. When that person gets another person, I still get paid. It's like a triangle. I get 5 people. The person on top get paid. I get paid. I get 10 people. The person on top get paid. I get paid. You know, that's how they operate the business. Now, I remember back in the day something called Quick Start, and almost was something to that too. Until I was pressured to say, you know what, I'm out. I'm not dealing with this no more. I'm not gonna be paying you selling books from selling. This is back before the online businesses started coming. This was around 2008, 2007. And I remember sitting in the meetings and they're giving you a catalog to sell. Now, even when I was young back then, I said, this is a losing business, because how is it that I'm going to sell Colgate for $10 and I could go down to Walmart and get Colgate for $1.99?
Wait, so the cases or just one thing of toothpaste?
One thing of toothpaste. They were selling it for like $6 to $8. And I said to myself, how in the world I'm gonna get to sell this out of this magazine? I'm gonna go around to house, home to home. And this is before the online, when businesses started going online. And I said, I'm going to go around from home to home and I'm going to try to sell people in a catalog. I'm going to sell these products in a catalog. And I said, this don't make no sense to me. So they got mad and said, you know what? Z, give me all your numbers that you have. You're not leaving here unless you give us all your numbers now. I said, I'm out. I'm out.
Hold on. They said to you, you're not leaving here unless you give me your numbers.
Yes, that's what they told me.
Here,
so I said, all right.
Who the heck do y'all think y'all are? I like to see y'all try.
Yeah, yeah. I said, Chris, I'm not giving you my. I said, you said you better not walk out of here. We're a black owned business, baby. We're trying to make money. You're gonna give me that. You don't want to be the part of business. You don't want to make money. You want to be a slave working on your job? Then you go right ahead. But just leave me them digits. I said, Chris, I gotta call the people first before I give you any digits. He was like, the heck you don't. You give me those. I'm closing my door, and you give me those, and you're giving me that number. And I said to him, no, I'm not. I'm leaving, and I left. You know, when I see him, he didn't talk to me no more. He didn't talk. Fifth, he didn't talk to me no more, man.
So what?
You know, because it was his business, and he was trying to make a profit off of who he can get, man. And But what I'm trying to bring home to you or the audience is that be leery and wary of these schemes and scams.
So what makes something a scam? Because I feel like that should have been defined when you started talking. So what makes something a scam for people who are listening?
I'm glad you asked the question. What makes something a scam is when you're not too sure about something, but you look into it and you look more into it, and then everything now, I do research with everything now, and what makes it kind of fishy is when you don't see too much information on it. Okay, I Google it. I can't find it. When I Google your program, I can't find. How come I can't find your program if I Google you? Or how come I can't find not too much information on you? I Google your name, and then I realize your name is false. I was like, wait a minute. I'm trying to find your name, and I can't find I cannot find the person that's giving this product out. I can't find the name. Wait a minute. Or what also makes things a scam is when you Google something, and then you read some reviews, and then you see the scam right next to the name of the product, or you see scam right next to the name, and then you see and then you look down and you read some of the reviews, and you're like, wait a minute, oh snap, a scam. That's why it's good to read reviews. It's like, oh no, that's what makes something a scam. If I can't find you, and if I Google you and I can't find you online, and I don't have too much information on you, or I do find you and I read nightmares on you, numerous nightmares, not just one, not just two, but numerous nightmares. What I do now, every time I look into a program and I tell somebody not to invest. Now, I get a lot of emails every day about business opportunities, and I look into the business opportunities. I'm like, okay, let me just Google it. Let me just see what I can find. Let me just go into Safari or Google, and I'll go into Chrome, and I said, wait a minute, I can't even find this person's name. Let me not trust it. Let me not trust this thing. Like somebody was trying to get into I'm not going to give the names out, but there's on Amazon, right on Amazon platform, there's some brothers that not black men, but they're twin guys. I'm not going to give their names out. Twin guys that you can sell audiobooks on Amazon and make a profit. And what they're doing is they're charging people. They're showing you exactly how to do it, but they're charging people $4,500 to start the program and to get into the program. And but when I did a little research on audiobooks do sell on Amazon. They do. But these guys are selling this product, and their reviews are terrible. Terrible. When I mean terrible, I mean people want to report them. And so they're using big name like Amazon, and they're doing they're doing their dirt. And what they're doing also is they're exploiting people on Fiverr. Fiverr is a big platform where people can. Yeah, let's say if you want some art done. Let's say if you want art done. Just look up. Get on the website called Fiverr, and they'll do art for you. If let's say if you want some actors, look at Fiverr. They got some actors, but guess what? You can pay an actor $20 from the Philippines. You will pay an actor $15 from the Philippines. You can pay an actor $5, and they'll do the work for you. And I think that's wrong. And so what they do is they use other people's audiobooks and they sell it. Or what they use, or sometimes they can. Let's say if you want to write your own audiobook, they'll hire cheap writers, and they'll just sell it. They'll put a nice fancy cover on your book, and they sell it. And they have a person to do the audiobook. They have a voiceover. They have a person that does the voices, and they pay them like at least $10. Exploit them, they pay cheap, and they use there's all kind of schemes and scams out there to grab people. We just got to be mindful of it. That's why I always tell people to do the research. But yeah, man.
All right.
Yeah, man. Yeah.
Good. We're gonna wrap it up. Anything you want to say before we get up out of here?
Yeah, man. Once again, condolences to those who lost their loved ones out in the stampede in Houston with the Travis Scott concert. Also, people, be careful. I know there's a lot of people out there that want to make extra money, but just be careful about how you go about it. Just be careful how you go about it. If you want to work smart and you want to go online, before you even jump into anything, do your research. That's all I got now. Yep.
All right. We're gonna get up out of here. Let them know where they can reach you, man.
Yeah, you can reach me on Twitter, Wayne Bacchus 2 on Twitter, also on Instagram, Zaccheus B73 on Instagram, also on Facebook, Wayne Zaccheus Bacchus on Facebook, or Wayne Bacchus 167 on Facebook, or on TikTok, Wayne Zaccheus Bacchus on TikTok too. Yeah, man. Blessings.
All right. Y'all can get at me at the 5th General on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. All right. All right. This was another episode of Mrs. Z and Fifth, and we'll see y'all next time.
Next time. Peace.
Peace.